You might be wondering how to structure a crisp UPSC answer on national integration when the topic feels so broad and full of examples you could get lost in. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear about what national integration means, why it matters in India, the main obstacles listed in your syllabus, and how to write an exam-ready answer. We will keep things simple and visual, focusing on building a clear mental map rather than memorizing long lists. And towards the end, we will understand a key idea that most UPSC aspirants miss about how integration actually happens on the ground. Let us begin with a tight definition. National integration means avoiding divisive movements that break a nation apart and cultivating attitudes that prioritize national and public interest over narrow parochial loyalties. Think of India as a large quilt made of many colorful patches. Each patch is a community, language, or region, and national integration is the stitching that keeps the quilt useful and whole. To understand the stitching, divide the topic into two simple parts: the social attitudes that bind people and the institutions and policies that hold them together. First, social attitudes: respect for diversity, common identity, sense of justice, and willingness to compromise act like threads that tie communities together. Second, institutions: the constitution, courts, public services, federal arrangements, and civic bodies act like needle and thread, guiding those attitudes into durable unity. Now let us look at the main obstacles your syllabus highlights, one by one, with clear examples you can recall in an answer. Regionalism means strong loyalty to a part of the country instead of the whole, and it appears in several forms, such as secessionist movements like Khalistan, demands for separate states like Telangana or Bodoland, and disputes over boundaries or river waters like Kaveri. When you explain regionalism in an answer, stress how economic neglect, identity politics, and administrative grievances turn local pride into competitiveness with the nation. Communalism is the preference for one religious community over others, pushing communal interest at the cost of national interest. And this can rapidly erode trust across communities. Casteism is a deep social division rooted in hierarchy by birth, which creates social exclusion and resentment and makes a common national identity harder to form. Linguism is excessive attachment to one language and distrust of others, often politicized during state reorganization and education policy debates. Gin answers link each obstacle to its social roots and to real incidents or movements, and then show how they weaken national unity. The National Integration Council was set up in 1961 to study these problems and recommend remedies, including representatives from the center, states, political parties, educationists, and civil society. Mention the NIC in your answer as an example of a coordinated institutional response to integration challenges, and note its role in advising on communal harmony and educational initiatives. For UPSC, this topic is important for GS Paper 1 and also useful material for essay and ethics papers where questions on unity, diversity, and national cohesion appear. Now, how to convert this understanding into solutions that belong in a good answer? Start with short definition. Analyze obstacles with examples. Present institutional measures like NIC and legal safeguards, and finish with practical suggestions. Practical suggestions should be concrete. Quality education that teaches inclusive history. Decentralized governance that addresses regional grievances. Affirmative policies for historically marginalized groups. And intercultural exchanges to build empathy. Remember the visual again. The quilt needs regular stitching, not just one strong knot. So solutions must be continuous and multi-layered. A key idea many aspirants miss is the distinction between policy and practice. Laws and councils matter, But daily trust, dignity, and equal opportunity among citizens are the invisible glue that actually creates integration. So, in your answers, highlight both formal measures and grassroots trust building, backed with a recent example or two if available to show balanced analysis. For an exam ready structure, definition, causes and obstacles, institutional response, policy and grassroots solutions, and a short, hopeful conclusion. Quick recap. National integration is about prioritizing national interest over divisive loyalties. Key obstacles include regionalism, communalism, casteism, and linguism. NIC is a central coordinating body, and solutions must combine law with everyday inclusion. Keep your language simple. Use one or two contemporary examples and always link causes to realistic policy responses to score well in UPSC answers. You are closer to answering these questions confidently once you visualize the problem and follow a clear structure in your answers. Try writing a 2-paragraph model answer now using the steps we discussed, and you will see how clarity replaces confusion. Thank you for listening, and remember that understanding national integration is as much about empathy as it is about facts. Keep practicing, revise the obstacles and NIC, and watch how your answers become more coherent and persuasive. If you want more model answers, short notes, and quizzes on national integration tailored for UPSC preparation, continue learning with EduRev and deepen this foundation step by step.